What's up, guys? My name's Cam, you're watching Sarai Garage, and today on this episode we have a lot of German car problems. Big surprise there, I know. In particular, we got both BMW problems and Mercedes AMG problems. So to the BMW. As we're walking over, let me explain what's going on. I just literally got $1,000 service done. The oil pan was leaking, so we replaced just the oil pan gasket in this thing. It was $750 for the gasket and the 30 screws around the oil pan, which they felt was necessary to change. So what did I say? $750 for that, and $150 for a diagnosis. So total it's about $900, and that is including no, that's not including taxes and everything. It was around $1,000 including taxes. Now the thing with this is I got that service performed, and I picked it up pretty late. I thought I'd switch to my face while I'm talking instead of just you guys staring at the steering wheel, but like I said, I picked it up pretty late. The service center closed at 5 o'clock, and I left the BMW dealership at around 5:05, so they were already closed by the time I left. And so basically I showed up right at closing, and then by the time I was gone they were already closed. And so I was driving down the highway 10 minutes after I picked it up. What do you know, a check engine light pops up and the whole truck starts shaking, and the engine is just like running really rough. And you know, I couldn't call the service center or take it back because, like I said, they were already closed. It was 5:15 at that point. They're 15 minutes closed. And so what I did is, you can see it's sitting here on the seat with me, actually. Oh, shoot. It freaked me out to get a check engine light right after getting $1,000 service, so I took it to AutoZone here. I got them to read the codes, and I got a code P0304. And it indicates that cylinder 4 had too many misfires within a predetermined period of time. And basically, their recommended fix is an ignition coil. I'm pretty sure that's what's wrong with it. I was supposed to change the ignition coils around like 60,000 miles, but I thought I would delay it to like 70,000 because it's kind of pricey for this thing, being the 50i with the N63 motor. And then I don't know, I have to double check the service records if I did it or not, but I think I forgot to do it once we hit 75, and now this thing's at 92, and I think one of the spark plugs just went out on me. So I'll give you guys a look at what we're looking at here. The second I start it up, it's gonna show a check engine light, and it's gonna idle really rough. Oh, you can already hear it. It sounds disgusting. Yep, there's the check engine light. Let's see. Come on. Let me shut the door. There's the mileage. You guys can't tell right now, but this thing is bouncing. It's not even at 92 right now. Let me see if I can put it here. You guys can see how much it's bouncing. I don't know if it's going to pick it up on camera or not, but there you go. Engine malfunction, possible to continue, drive with caution, have the system checked at the nearest BMW center. So, like I said, I'm going to shut this thing off now because I don't want it running with the problem. But I'm just going to take it back to the dealership. I'm pretty sure it is just ignition coils, but we're going to have the BMW dealership look it over for free because I'm just going to say it's like their fault. You guys have to check, make sure it's not your fault, and then obviously they'll find out what the real problem is, and I won't have to pay for a diagnosis. But whatever it is, we're going to have to get it fixed, and I think this is the last repair for the BMW because everybody at the house is pretty sick and tired of this car. and after this we're just gonna get rid of it. This thing is way too expensive to keep fixing. But yeah, I'm gonna go drive over to the BMW dealership and then I'll explain more from there. Before we can leave though, we gotta move all of this mess. All right, move the Escalade across the street. Now we gotta start up all these cars and move the rest of them over. I thought I'd just film this real quick because GTR. Whew. Our wheels are a bit dirty, but still. Look at that keychain. Do you even JDM, bro? Goodness. I can barely sit in this thing. Alright. Let's start it up. Whew. This car is a bit broken too. You can see it's in the middle of a repair. It's just sitting in here. Or just sitting all opened up. It's okay. It's no problem. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Alright, let's go drive a BMW.
One eternity later.
Alright guys, just dropped off the BMW. We're cruising in Joe's GTR right now. We just stopped at our gas station so he could get a Red Bull. But I pretty much described everything that's going on with the BMW. Just got a oil pan gasket replaced. Check engine light turned on. Needs ignition coils. We'll get ignition coils. We're selling it. I talked about that a little bit in the beginning of the video, but like I said, we are pretty much done with it and we are selling it after this repair. So I don't know if I should cheap out and just replace ignition coil number 4, or if I should do the whole thing. It kind of depends how much the bill is, but like I really don't care at this point. We've already dumped like 30 grand into the car as it is. If you haven't already, I made it's kind of boring, but I made a video going over all of the repairs and expenses we've had with this X5, and it's literally ridiculous. We haven't put any miles on it at all. We bought it at like 60,000 miles and now it's at 92, so we've put 30,000 miles on it and we've already dumped in $30,000 in repairs, which is just absolutely ridiculous and so stupid, and I'm just like completely done with it. Our last X5 wasn't any better, so that's all that's going on there. And as far as the Mercedes goes, it's leaking oil. That's our big problem right now. I've been in college the past 3 years, or the past 4 years actually. I went to Ohio State. I just graduated. I'm going to dental school now. I just got accepted. I'm going to be going to dental school in Arizona. And after my first year of college, I actually got a lot of work done to the CLS. During my first summer of college, I came back. I got $4,000 or $5,000 worth of work done at a German repair shop. I forget everything that they did, but one of the things that they did was replace the valve cover gaskets. And since they replaced the valve cover gaskets, that was 3 years ago, and since then the car's only been driven 1,500 miles, so like really nothing. 500 miles a year I've been putting on that car, mainly because like I've been doing summer semesters and shadowing and like a whole bunch of other stuff, and I haven't had time to really drive that car. Plus I've been working with my dad, and whenever I'm working, I'm usually doing construction work, and so like I just take my Lexus because I get all dirty and like paint all over me and nastiness, and I don't want to get all that in my Mercedes. I think that's Joe Washburn right there. Nope. Anyways, so we got the valve covers replaced along with a bunch of other stuff, but now it is leaking oil, and that valve cover job was done at a German indie mechanic shop. Now, I took the Mercedes over to my Mercedes-Benz dealership, Mercedes of Akron, and I paid them another like $100, whatever it is, $20, $130 for diagnosis to see where the engine oil is leaking, and they came back and told me it was both the valve cover gaskets and something called the front cover gasket, and basically they want another $1,000 to get it replaced. Now, to be fair, I only paid that German indie shop $500 to do my valve cover gasket all in, but I don't know, dude. I was asking the AMG forums on Facebook about this. I just feel like valve cover gaskets shouldn't be going bad after 3 years and only 1,500 miles of use in total. The car's been sitting in my garage, which is heated, and every 2 weeks I'd come back home and warm up the car to operating temperature, which for the AMGs is 80 degrees Celsius, and it actually would sit in there and chill out and just text people on my phone and stuff until it usually got up to around 95 to 102 degrees Celsius, right? So the car, that was at least once every 2 weeks, because I would come home at least once every 2 weeks just to start my car. So like once every 2 weeks it was started up. It was kept in a heated garage the entire time, and it was driven 500 miles a year, and the valve cover gaskets are already going bad. Now everybody on Facebook was making fun of me, saying that I'm an idiot and blah blah blah. Like I'm one of those people that would get an oil change and then blame the mechanic for getting the water pump going bad and say that it's related to the engine oil change. I don't get me wrong, I've never done something like that before, you know. I get it. I know those people are like crazy and stuff, but like to me personally, I feel like that's not normal wear. Like the original valve cover gaskets lasted 10 years in my car, because the car's a 2007 model, and the valve cover gaskets were changed in 2017. So they lasted 10 years, leak-free, and 75,000 miles. And now I just got it replaced, and they've only lasted 3 years this time and 1,500 miles, and they're already leaking pretty good. I don't know. Like, I understand that, like, if you don't use your car, it'll break. Like, that's what everybody in the AMG forums keeps touting. But, like, I still think that this is, like, excessive wear, and it's probably just due to crappy installation. So, that's the whole, like, debacle going on with the Mercedes. And I took it to Mercedes. They told me it was valve cover gaskets. So I took it to the German indie shop, and I said, hey, the Mercedes dealership is saying you did a junk job. Check this over, and if it has the valve cover gaskets, I think you guys installed it wrong. You guys got to give me a deal or do something here, because that's like not really acceptable in my opinion. And so they agreed to look over it for free, and they said, yeah, the valve cover gaskets are leaking a little bit, but they said the main leak is coming from a rubber pipe in the very back center of the engine. So now I'm going back to Mercedes of Akron, and they're going to look over the car a second time for free, and I'm going to say, hey, you guys are actually wrong. The indie shop says it's this. Make sure you guys do a thorough job and really like take pictures this time, show me everything, and we'll see what it is. And if it is the valve cover gaskets that are leaking, I think I'm just going to leave it for the next 4 years leaking a little bit. We do oil changes once a year every summer. It doesn't get driven 5,000 miles to warrant an oil change based on mileage, but due to age, it does get an oil change right before it gets put back into the garage every summer. So leaking a little bit of oil is not a big deal over the winters and stuff in the garage, and for the next 4 years it'll just leak a little bit of oil until I finish dental school. And then when I finish dental school, then I will replace all these valve cover gaskets and all the other junk rubber stuff that's leaking oil and be done with it. And speaking of the Mercedes, we are pulling into the house right now. There she is. So that is what's going on, guys. And now let's head on over to the Mercedes dealership and see what happens. Alrighty, boys, there she is. She is a looker. There's Jot's GTR. She hasn't been started in a few days, so the suspension has kind of lowered itself a bit. Look at that view, man. That is so crazy. Look at that. Woo. Man, 15 years ago, we lived in an apartment complex, and our only car was this thing. To see this on the driveway is just wild, both of them. Alright, anyways, there's the key. Let's unlock her, get the suspension raised up a little bit. That guy is driving while reading a book. Awesome. Yeah. Whew, look at that interior, man. I love this car so much. It is so awesome. They don't build AMGs like this anymore, man. They just don't. They might have cooler interiors, but they don't have engines like this, man. Whew. Beautiful. All right, let's see. Gotta put our mask away there. Here's Mercedes of Akron, what they wanted replaced. Brake flush at 3%. 3% is nothing. That's a complete rip-off job at $140. Engine air filters, I bought those myself for $38, and I'll be replacing them instead of $120. Video will go on the channel pretty soon about that. Spark plugs. Funny they say that, given what's going on with the BMW, where they want 558. That's not bad, to be honest. And it's only with 8 plugs included, it's 558. Hopefully the BMW is only $500 as well. So trans service, I do need to do that, but I might just hold off until I get out of dental school, because I mean the car's not going to be driven, and I mean, like, by the time I get out, it's going to be 4-year-old fluid anyways. So and here's all the crap that they want. Valve cover gasket, so left right valve cover gaskets, front cover gasket, never knew that was a thing. Spark plug gasket, that makes sense. Cam hall sensor o-ring, no idea what that is. 1,000. You're gonna remove the diagnosis fee from that. How kind of them. Or whatever this is. What is this? 310. Oh, because I got a service done. I got service E done for $310. Ridiculous. And total is $2,600 plus tax. Yes, awesome. Not really. So you can see the car is at 76,000 miles. It's kind of blurry. 76,000. I bought it at 61. Let's give you guys a quick look at the engine. Like I said, it's not, oh jeez. Okay, like I said, it's not anything crazy. Look at that beautiful Camry, fresh bird droppings. Someone's hauling in their Jeep. It's not leaking bad at all. You know, there's no oil splashes going on anywhere. Everything's very nice and clean. I clean this thing pretty regularly. Look at it, dude. The metal, everything is spotless. Okay, all of it. I do need to clean the little channels here. I do know that. I did kind of do a half job there. I told myself I'd do that before I go to dental school, but there you go. It is starting to rain a little bit, so let's do the common sense thing and take both the supercars and drive them in the wet. I'm gonna go grab George. We're gonna go to Mercedes of Akron, drop this thing off, and we'll go from there, guys. See you in a bit. Alright boys, so we are back from the Mercedes dealership, and if you can see behind me, my Mercedes is still here, and that is because turns out my appointment was next Monday and not this Monday, so kind of just drove up there for nothing. But we did get some really cool photos out of it, and I'll just show you guys those. But other than that, really all I'm doing today is I'm gonna get a trampoline for my little sister in the Escalade, and that's kind of it for all the car stuff for today. So I think I'm gonna end it here. As always, I hope you guys found this video entertaining, and I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please make sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys next video.